Hello students, my name is Hello students. My name is Shayan Mitra. I am the faculty member of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management. Today I am taking the class of embedded system, and the today's topic is about the unified modeling language. So this is the embedded system EC704B, and this is the lecture number 30. Okay, so we have ended the lecture number 38 there, and in the lecture number 30 we have concluded here the resistive switches. Okay, uh, so the switches examples are okay. So we are going to discuss the switches example. So what we have here, we have a OR gate. It's an inverted OR gate, or you can say a NOR gate. So now we're going to create a NOR gate using the CMOS. This logic, so this is the structural logic, okay, the basic building blocks that will be used to create the NOR gate. So first we will describe the logic of the structure, and first we will describe the outputs that the code that we have written here to create this NOR gate. So now this sign is saying that we can define a character. So define our own NOR gate, NOR is /SW. So let's start. Module NOR /SW is the name. The points are output. So as we have already discussed, that the behavioral structure, this is the output, and this is the A and B. These are the behavioral structure. Okay, so this is the module of NOR gate. So first we will explain, or we will express the ports. This is the output, and these are the input ports A and B sequentially. Internal wires. This is the wire C. We describe the internal wire C. Okay, now set up power and ground lines. This is for supply 1 PWR and the supply 0 ground. Okay, instantiated PMOS switches. PMOS switches are C, comma PWR, comma B, PMOS out, comma C, comma A. Instantiated NMOS switches, NMOS out, comma ground, comma A, NMOS out, comma ground, comma B. This is the end of the module. Okay, now we'll understand the logic of this structure. Okay, first this is the PWR and this is the ground value. So this is the power supply. Now this value will create, as we now this is the input value and this is the output value. As long as the value of the power is not being connected, any kind of data will not be propagated from A to B. So this is the value, this is the PWR switch. Now as soon as we connect the PWR with the source, this will start to provide the power value. Okay, now suppose as it is a NOR gate, the logic of the NOR gate will be 0 0. For if we have as it's a NOR gate, so it will be very much different to OR gate. So any kind of input 0 plus 1 or 1 or 0. Now suppose the input is 1 comma 0 and another one is 0 comma 1. Each case we get a output which is 0. For the input, when the inputs are 0 and 0, we will get a output 1. And when we have a value of 1 and 1 as an input, we will always and also get output as a 0. Okay. Okay, so okay, let's begin. So as we have discussed here, so suppose this is the power source. Okay, now the value of A, now suppose we take the value A as 1 and B as 1. So this 1 will be propagated to this port and this point is propagated to this port. So as soon as it propagated to this point, this CMOS circuit will be at off state. So any kind of power, suppose we have provided a power source, so that power source will not be propagated through this line. Okay, so there will be no connection. There will be, so any output that is now at that point, the power source will be 0. So this is the output port. So at the value of A and B will provide a 1 and we get the output 0. So that is the basic NOR gate expression, boolean expression. Now suppose we provided a value a is equal to 1. So as soon as 0, sorry, suppose a is equal to 0. Now we have this value will propagate to this point, and this CMOS circuit will go to the on state. And also now suppose we provide a value b here, it will be 1, it will be 1. So as soon as it provided 1, this CMOS switch is in a off state. So in this case also no power value will be propagated to here, so the output will be 0. The same will be applicable for b. When the value of b is 1, this will be 0. When the value is a is equal to 1, this will be 0. So either of them, if any value a or b is 1, this both any of this CMOS will be in a 0 state or off state. So this power source, the value of the power here will not be propagated to this point. Okay, and now and the same is also applicable to here. Now suppose we have provided the values c here, we provided 1, so this point is on, but this no power will be provided here. Okay, now suppose we have provided a is equal to 1. We have already, or now suppose we have provided a is equal to 0 and a is equal to b is equal to 0. So at a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 0, both these CMOSes are off. So this power source will now not be connected to the ground port. Okay, and this 0 will propagate it here, and the value of b, which is 0, will propagate it here. So both the CMOS switches will be in on state. So the power will be propagated from through this path, and the value of this point, now if we take out the wire at the output port here, it will be provided a value 1. Okay, so this is the basic logic of the NOR gate. Now why we have used this ground? Okay, now suppose as to provided a proper value of out is equal to 0. Now suppose when a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 0, both these switches are off, so there is no connection between this point and the ground. So at the out we get a proper strength signal, which is very much similar to a value of 1, which will provide a up impulse or up switch here. Okay, as a result we always get a 1 logic or a high voltage value. Now when a is equal to 1 or b is equal to a is equal to 1 or b is equal to 0, any of this connection is on state, and this point will always be connected to the ground. So as soon as we provide a is equal to 1, any of these port will be off, but there is a probability that any kind of capacitance, any kind of leakage current could be provided here, could be flowing here. So if we connect this point with the ground, so any kind of leakage current that could provide an output which is a high voltage value, the probability of that will be diminishes if we connect this ground with this point. So in either of case any of this is connected. Okay, so through that path this any leakage current that could be seen here would be drained out through that ground port. So each case will get a output when the a is equal value of a or b is 1, or both. If both of them 1, the same will be appear, the output will be 0. At only and only if the a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 0, we will get a output 1. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now the gate level modeling. The steps are: develop the Boolean function of output, draw the circuit with logic gates primitives, connect gates primitives with net, usually wire, and hardware description language are figure out architecture first and then write the code. So first we will create the architecture, then we write the code. Now the port connection will be the same here. The module for full adder, these are the signal summation, add, these are the C1, C0, the output will be C0 and summation, input will be A, B and C input, assign C0, S, A, B and Ci in module. These are the way we create the module. Okay, connect module port by order list. A full adder, CO, sum, A, B, C and I, not fully connected. FA1, FA3, C/O, A, B, C and /I. Connect module port by name, port name, net name. Full adder 2. Okay, and these are the recommended. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Case study: 1 bit full adder. The same will be created here for 1 bit full adder. For value of 0 0, we get a depending upon that we get a sum 0. For 0 or 1, we get a sum 0, no carry. The same will be applicable to this row for this row. As soon as we provided C as a carry 1, how will be carry 1? 0 0. So the carry 1 will be applied to the sum as a output as 1. Okay, this value will provided here. Okay, now when the 0 and 1 0 1 we get a output 1. Okay, so summation will be 0. Okay, and for 1 bit carry in, for 1 1 we get out as a carry in 1, and the carry output is 0, and the output summation of this is 1. Okay, let's go to the next slide. The case study of a 1 bit full adder, same will be applicable here. Okay, this is the case study of a full adder. These are the AND gate that has been provided here. This is the this is the okay, this is the OR gate. Okay, so A dot B plus B dot Ci plus Ci dot A. This is the case study of a 1 bit full adder. Okay, so after that, after we create the architecture, we will explain the module functions. Okay, this is the module 1 fx slash C0. This is for input A comma B comma Ci, and for output this was C0, and where AB, BC and CA, and this was G0, AB, BA and AB, and G1, BC, BC and BC. Okay, and for gate 2 we get this these are the outputs are. For input is the same process will be taken here. Output for this was C0, where's are AB, BC and CA. These the input are A, B and Ci, and get input are G0, AB comma A comma B, and G1, BC comma B comma C, and G2, CA comma C comma A, and OR get G3, C0 comma AB comma BC comma CA. This is the end module. The summation A slash B slash Ci. This is the OR gate. This is the sum. Okay, and this is the total output. The same module will be fx slash sum comma A comma B comma Ci. Input are A comma B comma Ci. Output sum comma C0. OR gate G1 sum comma A comma B comma Ci. End module. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Same study, case study is 1 bit full adder connection instances inc slash c from fa comma slash co. The carry out connections, these are the carry out connections, these are sum connections. Okay, and this is the total structure, module structure, the code of this module structure. Okay, the timing and the delay. Functional verification of hardware is used to verify functionality of the design circuit. However, blocks in real hardware have delays associated with the logic elements and paths in them. To model this delay, we use timing slash delay description in Verilog. Then we can check whether the total circuit meets the timing requirements given delay specification of the blocks. Delay specification in primitives. Delay specification defines the propagation delay of the primitive gate. Okay, now the delay specification primitives are, delay specification defines the propagation delay of the primitive gate. So suppose this is the inverter, so this is the input, this is the input. Okay, so at the output what we have here, we get this point. Okay, so this is the delay time, this is the delay, this is the time, this is the time of the transition, the time that will be taken by the higher logic of, suppose there is a plus 5 volt at the output. Now as soon as the input is 1, the time taken, this is the time taken by the output logic to transfer from the higher logic to the lower logic, or the zero lower value, and this is the time taken by the same time that will be taken by the input to go from, so from the output to go from the lower logic to the higher logic. Now this is the basic input, but this is the delay time. Okay, this is the delay time. Okay, the time taken by the output to go from the higher logic to the lower higher level to the lower level of the voltage. Verilog supports rise, fall and turn off delay specification and plus 3 comma 2 out in on out. In 1 this is the input and this is the input 2. Okay, now the output will be this is the delay time. The same will be applicable for here. So when you use a buffer logic, the this is the logic part. Okay, let's go to the next slide. All delay specification in Verilog can be specified as minimum typical and maximum delay. Examples: minimum type slash max delay specification of all transitions, delay specification of rise transition and fall transitions, minimum type max delay specification of rise transition, fall transition, turn of transition. Okay, types of delay models. Distributed delay specified on a per element basic, delay value are assigned to individual in the circuit. So depending on, as we have already discussed, the modules will be created, each and every module will be created, and according to that we provided the output and input, and according to that the module will be created. The types of delay models: for lump delay, they can be specified as single delay. One second. In case of distributed delay, specified on a per element basic, delay value are assigned to individual in the circuit. Means in case of distributed delay, each and every AND gate, in case of distributed delay, the delay time will be summed up or will be calculated depending upon the number of gates that we have used. Suppose we have in one specific module we used 10 circuits. Now in this picture we have 3 AND gates. So the delay for each and every AND gate will be calculated, will be summed up, and it will provide the total distributed delay. Okay, so each and every basic elements will provide the, that's why we have used the on per element basic. Each element will provide a specific delay, and that delay will be calculated. So that is known as the distributed delay. Lump delay, now they can be specified as single delay on the output gate of the module. So in this case we don't calculate the each and every logic gates, we only calculate the value of the lump delay of the very final AND gate that is connected to the output port of the specific module. Yes, specific module. Okay, the cumulative delay of all paths is lumped at one location, so that's why it is known as lumped. All the cumulative delay of all paths is lumped at one location, that's why it is known as lump delay. Okay, pin to pin delay. Now delays are assigned individually to paths from each input to each output. Delays can be separately specified for each input and output path. Delays can be separately specified for each input and output path. Okay, let's go to the, that's why the path A to E, okay, we have a delay of 9. For B to E we have a delay of 9. For C to F we have a delay of 11, and D to F we have a delay of 11. So that's how we pin to, that's why it's known as pin to pin delay, total delay for each where. Now suppose this A is the input port and there's output port is E, so that delay will be calculated. Okay, path delay modeling. Specify blocks, assign pin to pin timing delay across module path, set up timing checks in the circuits, define space param constants. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Parallel full connection. This is for parallel connection. These are the full connection. Parallel connection means node to node connection, node to node connection. And for full connection, each and every node is connected to each and every node. Okay, so this node is connected to these 3 nodes, this node is also connected to each and every node. So it's a well established connection, that's why it's known as full connection. Connection, so each and every node is connected to each and every node. Okay, that's why it's known as full connection. Okay, okay, one second. Okay, I think there's a, okay, I have to continue with this. So the spec param statement are the special, this is not okay, the special parameters can be declared for use inside a specified block instead of using hard coded delay numbers to specify pin to pin delays. Okay, this is the logic of that. Rise and fall and turn of delays. Pin to pin timing can also be expressed in more detail by specifying rise and fall and turn of delay values. Okay, the same logic has been explained here. Min max and typical delays, these are the detailed explanation. Min max and typical delay value were discussed earlier for gates, can also be specified for pin to pin delays. Timing checks for trace batch, setup time and hold time. Basically now this is the clock, okay, and this is the data. Okay, so unless the clock is a high output, the data will not be propagated. That we have already discussed. This is the all the signal that has been the expressed here. This is the width of the pulse. Okay. So the outline. Now we'll go to the simulation and verification. Okay. Verification of a methodology. Task: systematically verify the functionality of a model. Approaches: simulation and not formal verification. Detect syntax violation in source code. Simulate behavior and monitor results. Next, the components of a simulation: stimulus blocks, input parameter, design block. This is the output result. Dummy top block, input patterns, stimulus block, output results, design block. The output results are verified by test bench or stimulus block. The output results are verified by console, waveform, and viewer. Verilog simulator, circuit description. Module add 4, sum carry and AB0. Verilog simulator, Verilog parser, simulating engine and user hard interface. Okay. Consider the following templates as a guide simple for test benches. Okay, you can take a look at it. This is just an example test bench of templates. Example of a test bench. This is the example of a test bench. You can also take a look about it. And behavior for abstract models are: Verilog has 3 types of behaviors for composing abstract models of functionality: continuous assignment, keyword assign, single pass behavior, keyword initial. Not only used in test benches. Cyclic behavior, always in later. Single pass and cyclic behavior execute procedural statements like a programming language. The procedural statement executes sequentially, and single pass behavior expires after the last statement executes. A cyclic behavior begins executing again after the last statement executes. Single generator: use cyclic behavior to describe stimulus generate statements in a behavior may be grouped in begin and end blocks. Okay. Simulation results: these are this is a propagation delay. Gate propagation delay specify the time between an input change and the resulting output change. Transport delay describes the time of flight of a signal transition. Verilog uses an inertial delay model for gates and transport delay of nets. Inertial delay suppresses short pulses with less than the propagation delay value. Inertial delay, the amount of the time that the input must be stable in order to generate an output. All primitive nets have a default propagation delay of 0. Example: propagation delay. Unit delay simulation reveals the chain of events. Okay. And if compiler, this is the compiler directives. Okay. Include time scale that has been used. See, this is a system task: displaying information, monitoring information, stopping and finishing simulation. Okay. Simulation schemes. There are 3 categories of simulation schemes: time based, event based, and cycle based. The time wheel connects concept: event based simulation. Okay. Event queues, depending upon that current, depending on the event queues will be created here. So depending upon the current simulation time, it will be go from 1 to 1. Okay. The current events depending on the which current event is been working, depending upon that the event queues will be the jump from 1 to 1. Okay. 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 So we will conclude our lecture here. So this is the end of the all the continuous lecture of unified modeling language. So okay, thank you.